George, when you first heard about this possibility to invest in the city of Hartford and create this whole neighborhood, you obviously came here, checked out the site. What went through your mind as you did that?
Well, the word I will use is excitement, but when we first heard about this particular opportunity, this was not the first time we became interested in Hartford. We've been trying to invest and looking for opportunities to do projects in Hartford for the better part of the last 2-3 years. And so, you asked the reason why are we interested in Hartford. It's really because we see Hartford as a glass half full and filling. Hartford is at a tipping point, and that kind of echoes a lot of the sentiments that you've heard throughout the discussion today, where there's investment happening. Retail is beginning to come in. There's actually residential investment actually taking place in the city. A baseball stadium, a baseball team is interested in locating in Hartford. You have all these bones, all these things bubbling around in Hartford, and it's just a matter of time before that comes together and gels into something that's really special. And so when we see that picture of Hartford, we see opportunity. And as real estate developers, it's our job, it's our responsibility. For us to be successful, we have to be ahead, right? We have to try to see the vision before others see it, and we have to move on it. And so we kind of got together, and there were a lot of folks who doubted us, who said, CENTERPLAN, Leyland, why do you guys believe in Hartford? We're not sure. And we said, we're not either. But we dived a little deeper, right? So we brought in a group, RCL Co., which is a nationally renowned market firm. And we said, we think there's something here in Hartford, but let's do a smell test. Why don't you guys take an independent look and tell us what you think? And they came back and very strongly and enthusiastically corroborated all of our thoughts and philosophies. And the word that they used was the word that I used, which was tipping point. They said Hartford is almost there. And the analogy that I thought of last night as I was thinking about this is, in entrepreneurship, they think of the business process as very difficult in the beginning, and then it begins to self-perpetuate. It's like moving a rock downhill. When you're trying to push that rock, it's very difficult. You're exerting a lot of energy, the rock's not moving. You exert more energy, the rock begins to budge. You exert more energy, that rock begins to roll slowly. And then the rock rolls faster. And then it's going downhill and it's rolling without you even touching it. I feel like the Hartford rock is trembling right now. And if we can just continue to push it, continue to kind of overcome challenges, continue to move that rock downhill, some special things can happen here. And that's kind of how I think of Hartford. Well, there's a lot of work to be done, a lot of challenges, a lot of difficulty, a lot of things that we'll have to work through. But if we get there, I think the vision could be special.
That's in just about every development project we hear about. We always hear those two words, housing and retail. We've seen the sketches, but walk us through the neighborhood when it's all done, what it will look like.
Sure.
What we'll see.
You saw some of it, but the theme of what we're talking about here is creating a place. And when we're talking about the project, I hear a lot of talk about ballpark, but I don't hear talk about neighborhood. And I think that's what we have to kind of change the orientation of the conversation, because the ballpark is one component of a much more comprehensive, much more complex project that we're delivering. You're talking about 675 plus units of residential. That number will go to 1,000 by the time we're done. You're talking about 140,000 square feet of retail with the grocery store that the neighborhood has desperately been requiring and demanding. You're talking about possible office space, but more importantly, a place that's lifestyle, that's exciting, that's mixed use, that will make people proud of Hartford and make people who are not in Hartford want to be in Hartford. So, I think, we can't pigeonhole the conversation into one particular aspect. Now, the ballpark is critical to allowing the balance of that to take place. Without the ballpark, I don't know that you get the place. But we're really talking about creating a neighborhood here and a place. I think that's important.